It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Lauren Freemantle with Hunter News. Police have arrested and charged a Waratah man in relation to the kidnap and robbery of another man last month. The alleged offence occurred on June 27 when a male victim was assaulted and asked to hand over a number of personal items, including money, social media and online passwords, and even the rights to a hire car listed under his name. The victim was then driven to an ATM at Mayfield where he was threatened with a knife and forced to hand over $600 in cash. The 48-year-old accused eventually let the man go at Hamilton and was arrested at 1:20 yesterday afternoon at an address in Waratah. He's been refused bail to face Newcastle local court today. Following Archbishop Philip Wilson's landmark concealment conviction in Newcastle, the nation's nuns and brothers are calling on Catholic bishops to release a key report to the public. Around 150 Australian Catholic orders are calling on the publication of the Church's response to the Royal Commission's recommendations addressing child sexual abuse. The Australian Catholic Bishops' Conference will hold a shock meeting next month to consider the idea. A culture of disrespect towards bus drivers requires action from the state government, according to the New South Wales Transport Workers Union. It comes after it was revealed drivers for the Hunter Valley Bus Company are feeling threatened by young people throwing rocks and playing chicken around oncoming traffic at Rutherford's West Mall. Newcastle Sub-Branch Secretary Mick Forbes says the state government needs to intervene before a tragedy occurs.
It's not only this particular issue, it's becoming more and more persistent right throughout the industry. We're calling on Minister Constance to step up and take more responsibility. We're saying that there should be stronger penalties for people in place who attack bus drivers and the public. Late last year we had another incident where a bus was actually seized.
Port Stephens Council are set to begin extensive community consultations about a proposed special rate variation. It could mean residents are paying more to live in the LGA, while council applications for federal and state funding on key projects continue. Mayor Ryan Palmer says the money would be used to benefit the community.
The main projects that we would be looking at and we put out through our engagement strategy last night was our town centre revitalisation, cycleways, roads, paths and also sporting facilities. There's a number of other things, they're the main ones.
The administrator of Pasminco is waiting to sell off part of its former Bullaroo site to furniture giant IKEA. Ferrier Hodgson, who's in charge of the site, says they can't afford to monitor contamination risks in the future unless they rake in the $22 million land sale. IKEA isn't likely to make the purchase before December next year, but there's also hopes of selling land to bulk buy supermarket Costco for $11.5 million. The state government's decision to reduce the speed limit on the main route between Wallsend and Lambton is being met with further backlash following revelations there were just 2 speeding offences along the stretch in the past 6 months. The 10-kilometre reduction in March follows local RMS officials' statements that speeding and crash rates were behind the reduction. Wallsend MP Sonia Hornery is now calling on the government to reinstate the 70-kilometre speed limit.
Unless we find out that the crash statistics at 70 kilometres are high, I think it's only sensible and feasible that we return to the 70-kilometre limit, but then at the same time look at future-proofing our road structures so that commuters don't have the daily gridlock and heartache that they have every day travelling.
Briefly, an elderly woman has narrowly avoided death after a window fell from the second story of a construction site on Perkins Street, Newcastle. And Newcastle Now will hold a free workshop for struggling CBD businesses today in the wake of light rail construction.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
A gallant New South Wales Blues were forced to settle for a 2-1 State of Origin series win last night after an 18-12 defeat at Suncorp Stadium in Game 3. Despite the heartbreaking loss, New South Wales skipper Boyd Cordner still held the shield high at the post-match presentation. Knights skipper Mitchell Pearce told the NRL in an interview he couldn't be happier for his former teammates.
I was really happy for New South Wales. I think everyone who's been a part of that for the last 10 years and just even probably ex-players that, your Joeys and Danny Badiris, all these guys that played in the winning series before the legacy from Queensland.
Cessnock will undergo their 6th coaching change in as many seasons in 2019 after current mentor Al Lantry opted not to continue in the role next year. The 30-year-old told Goanna's officials of his decision this week after recently agreeing to stay on beyond his maiden campaign as captain coach. And Warners Bay winger Sophie Stapleford says her team's ready to take home the inaugural Northern New South Wales Women's State Cup this weekend. And the winning numbers in Wednesday Lotto are 13, 40, 23, 27, 34 and 1, and the supplementaries are 9 and 41. 2NURFM News Time 26 to 9.